a dream I know. Deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Hello reality viewers, welcome back again to Reality Latest Gist, the home of news and politics. For this channel, we dey drop news every day and we dey react to every videos wey comes our way. And na reality news now we dey drop for this channel, and we dey also dey talk am as e be. If today na the first time we say you dey come across this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are returning subscribers, I appreciate all of una for una massive support to this channel. I say may God bless all of una in Jesus name, amen. I get video wey I want present to una this very moment, and I go to follow una dey watch the video. After we don watch am together, make we drop our opinion constructively for the comment section. Like our videos and also share our videos if possible. Bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this message is for human beings in this existence. This message is for human beings, those who are human beings. Human beings do have conscience. Those without conscience, this message is not for you. Those without conscience, this message is not for you. Let me start by making sure that everybody understands that Nnamdi Kanu is sitting somewhere that is not home. We're not talking about sit at home. He's sitting somewhere that is not home to anybody, not home to Nnamdi Kanu. He's sitting down there forcefully, illegally detained, suffering. Nnamdi Kanu is going through all manner of dehumanizing, evil acts. He's sitting there. He has sat there for over a year. And he's sitting there is not because of his own sake. He's sitting there for the sake of humanity. He's sitting there for the sake of freedom, liberty, for humanity. He who seeks to free one seeks to free all. Nnamdi Kanu is going through the worst kind of evil. Nnamdi Kanu has given everything. Nnamdi Kanu has given everything. I don't even know how he does it. But only God, the Creator, knows. So, let's start from the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is sitting somewhere, going through hell because of humanity. And let's move from there to remind humanity that not long ago, humanity was subjected to lockdown, evil lockdown. However, in spite of that lockdown, palliatives were given. But those who now claim to care so much, who now claim that peace is not reigning because of sit at home, who now claim that people are suffering too much, who now claim to love the people, locked up these palliatives and deprived the people who are dying of hunger, locked down, deprived them of food. Because we need to get things straight, otherwise fools will continue to talk rubbish and deceive their fellow fools. So two important points are, Nnamdi Kanu is sitting somewhere, illegally detained, dehumanized. He's lost everything. He's lost his parents. He has been stripped of his dignity. Everything for the sake of humanity. The second thing is that the people who are claiming all sorts of nonsense now, just because of a few days sit at home, were the people who were used to deprive humanity, lock down humanity, starved humanity, even prevented humanity from eating the food and palliatives given for them. They are the ones now still now telling you how much they love you. And we are listening. Now, to those who claim Nnamdi Kanu is Onyendu, to those who claim Nnamdi Kanu is their leader, to those who use Nnamdi Kanu's name and claim to be oath members that betrayed Nnamdi Kanu, to those who are fooling themselves, thinking that they are fooling anyone else, who listened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's messages but did not understand anything in it, can't even recount what Nnamdi Kanu said. The people who were there just to steal, who saw it as a business, who cannot actually mention one thing Nnamdi Kanu said. The people who are so confused, okay? We know you, and we don't mind what you're getting up to, but I'm telling you, the evil that you're doing will hunt you down, okay? It's as simple as that. You don't stand in the way of freedom. The spirit of freedom descends in a season, and when it descends, you stand in its way, it crushes you. So I want to warn you, and I want you to actually ask yourself, how many times did you hear Nnamdi Kanu mention the word sit at home? Now let me remind you, Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that as far as people can no longer protest in peace, that when people come out to protest, you send your military, you send your armed forces, you send everybody to come and kill them, that they are going to resort to sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu is in support of sit at home. It doesn't matter how many days, it doesn't matter. Nnamdi Kanu had pronounced that sit at home. At a point, he will say, we declare sit at home, and even an ant comes out, whatever happens to an ant, the ants should blame themselves. Nnamdi Kanu has, let us talk about what Nnamdi Kanu has voiced out himself. Nnamdi Kanu praised the Avengers, okay, for his release, because they took a stand. They took a stand, and they took a stand that was in defiance to the type of evil graveyard peace that the federal government wanted. Because what the federal government wanted was the type of peace that enables them to commit any crime they want to commit against Nnamdi Kanu. But we want to send a message through whatever humanity will do from now on, that Nnamdi Kanu, you don't even know what Nnamdi Kanu represents. You don't know what Nnamdi Kanu represents. You have no idea. You just have no simple idea, because you are fixated in crude oil. You are fixated in money. You are fixated in the things your eyes can see. So you don't know what Nnamdi Kanu represents. So you have no idea. You're like a drunk. You're like a psychopath, a psychotic patient with no insight into what you're doing. But I'm telling you, humanity is not laughing. Humanity acknowledges the sacrifices of Nnamdi Kanu, and humanity is prepared to do whatever it takes to defend, protect, and sacrifice whatever it takes on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. You better get this message. You better understand it. You just better understand it. Now, for those who are saying, hey, who is suffering? Hey, is it the federal government? Is the whole of Nigeria? Is it who? Yeah, it is still the same people that are suffering. Suffering what? Suffering what? No, suffering what? Now, let me tell you. Sit at home. Sit at home, yeah? Let me tell you. One of the things Sit at Home is doing is this. Sit at Home is a clear message to those who are empowered to carry through the evils against humanity in South, or however you've divided it, Southeast, yeah? Sit at Home is sending a clear message to the federal government, the caliphate, the Fulani, British, that those they have put in charge to suppress the people, to subjugate the people, to dehumanize the people, that they have no control over the people anymore. If you want to understand this, you better take it home and understand it. Sit at Home is affecting the whole of Nigeria, affecting Fulani, affecting, even though it is happening in the southeast, it's affecting Britain, because it is sending a clear message that those they have put in place to destroy humanity, to kill, to destroy everything, have no control over the people. That is the most powerful message. If you don't know it today. Yeah? Sit at home, okay? Even if it is for 2 weeks stretch, yeah? It doesn't compare with the months people were locked down without food. And even the food they were given. Sit at home came with warning. It came with warning telling people, go and buy some food, keep in your own house, make sure you are prepared for it. That we want to send a message to those who have locked down humanity, that they have no control over humanity. They can't. Because if you protest on the street, they kill you. And you know it. So that is the most important message being driven by Sit at Home. The second message is that you're sending a message to say, look, we are prepared to do whatever it takes to ensure the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if anything happens to Nnamdi Kanu, what will come upon you is something you would never ever have imagined. Trust me. There will be no hiding place for anybody. Nobody would be able to hide. Okay? You see, whenever you see bushes, wherever you see bushes, there are two things that are responsible for the bushes: the human brain and the human hands. Once the human brain decides and the human hands agrees that this bush must be cleared, the bush is cleared. I've kept telling you about the work we are all sent to this world to do. That work will never change. We have choices. We can decide not to do the work, but the work will remain, whether we like it or not. And we must account for each our work. The truth is, anybody who does not understand what Nnamdi Kanu has said. Now, we have to judge Nnamdi Kanu based on what he said. And we have to operate based on what Nnamdi Kanu said, if we really call him Onyendu or we see him as a leader. Then we have to go by what he had already said from his mouth, not what somebody is claiming that he is saying. No, we are going by what Nnamdi Kanu had made it clear that Sit at Home must be a mechanism used every time we are not happy. Being that we can no longer protest when we are not happy. That Sit at Home should be deployed every time and any time we are not happy. And we are not happy. So we are going by instructions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu also has only nominated one person that we should listen to. He has said it from his mouth. I've not heard Nnamdi Kanu tell us who else to listen to, who else to share their videos, who else to do and go for. Okay? That he is bringing a new dimension to this struggle other than Mazi Simon Ekpa. I've not heard Nnamdi Kanu tell us who else to listen to and share their video. So if the message of Nnamdi Kanu resonates with humanity that I advocate for, yeah, I have got to listen to whatever I have heard that come out from Nnamdi Kanu's mouth. Not what somebody is saying that Nnamdi Kanu said. Hearsay. We know about hearsay. So we don't deal with hearsay. We deal with evidence. Okay? Nnamdi Kanu has not told us that we should listen to anybody else. Anybody else. And at the time he was saying this, Nnamdi Kanu, who constituted DOS, knew that DOS was there. Nnamdi Kanu also knew all the people that made up the DOS. Nnamdi Kanu knows about everybody in this struggle. But he never called upon any of these people. He only told the faithful to listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa. Share his videos. Look, it's like when God came down and said, no more Moses, no more Elijah. We need to hear Jesus. He pointed at Jesus and said, that's the one to listen to. It's almost the same. God saw Moses. God saw Elisha. God saw everybody. But he says that we should hear only Jesus. Hear and follow only Jesus. As far as I know, if anybody has any video where Nnamdi Kanu had told us to listen to another person other than Simon Ekpa, I want the one that came from his mouth. The one that came from him. The person should please inform me. I'll send that to my wall. Send it somewhere. Draw my attention to it so I can listen in. As far as I know, the only person that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said the faithful should listen to and share his videos is Mazi Simon Ekpa. And as those who believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's message, we have to listen to that. Otherwise, he is not Onyendu. Okay? So what the two things that we are now debating, sit at home and listening to Mazi Simon Ekpa. The two things and who to listen to, sit at home and who to listen to, they are obviously stipulated by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I don't see what the issue is. Okay? I don't just see what the issue is. All I'm saying is, if you cannot see and understand the sufferings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what he is going through right now, then you're not a human being. And if you cannot sacrifice something, okay, for his sake, and sacrifice something to show that this is the man you are following, then forget it. You're not for Nnamdi Kanu, you're working for somebody else. You're part of the problem. Let me make it clear. Sit at home is not responsible for the terrorism going around Nigeria. Sit at home is not responsible for the crisis you have in the southeast. Sit at home is such a peaceful thing. People who say they are religious go on fasting for whatever reason. Sit at home is the fasting for freedom. And sit at home is not even asking you to fast. It's saying, accumulate your food, keep your food in the house, eat your food, stay at home. Show protest, show proof that you're not in support of those who have been sent to destroy you. Show that you're no longer listening to the wild cows being asked to destroy your lives. No freedom comes easy because of the wickedness of man. And it's important everybody understands that Nigeria is an extraordinarily complex place. That there is nothing called political solution to any problem relating to humanity that can come from Nigeria and its political systems. That is impossible. Impossible. So when it comes to freedom in Nigeria, it must take also extraordinary means. You must understand this. There is nothing called restructuring. It will never happen under the Nigerian structure, which is evil infested and democratically propelled. It's a racist evil construct that has nothing in it for humanity. Nigeria represents cancer, the same way you find cancer in human body and all you do is to find ways to cut it out. That is the same position Nigeria occupies in this human endeavor. So humanity must do everything to cut Nigeria out of its systems. Nigeria must be withdrawn from the system. Otherwise, humanity is doomed and humanity must be destroyed. Nigeria under any circumstance must not exist. Not as Nigeria, not as one Nigeria, not as two Nigeria. There should be nothing that should have anything Nigeria in it that should exist in humanity, because you need a proper understanding of Nigeria and what it represents in order to know that Nigeria must be cut out totally, just like you cut out cancer tumor from the body. You need to understand this for clarity purposes. You are only a dreamer. You are only fixated in whatever interest, selfish interest you're pursuing, if you can't understand the messages of freedom. If you are planning for Nigeria of a kind, it's either you are so scared that, oh, who knows what will happen? Am I still going to retain my this and that, retain my this and that, if anything changes? Oh, any form of Nigeria, any form of Nigeria, I should carry on with it, because, you know, because you're calculating something. Oh, you know, hey, we need Nigeria to carry on, because otherwise I don't know what any of these changes will bring. Listen, freedom brings you everything. Freedom gives you what you have and gives you everything that you are seeking for. And anything to do with restriction damages you and damages your future generation. Freedom is a given. God gifted it. God gifted you freedom. And you allow your fellow mortal being, who was a mere byproduct of two people's sexual activity, you allow them to come and cage you and wrap you up and dictate for you. People that can't dictate for their own adult children, people that can't dictate for their own partners, decided that they own a world nobody created, that they own the resources that are limitless in this world, that nobody deposited in this world, and you still call yourself a human being? You gotta be joking. So I tell you, whatever it takes to get this freedom, I want you to know that Nigeria is complex. So obtaining freedom from Nigeria must be in a complex way. So you need to take it from me. Don't forget, I'm not a politician, so I'm not speaking so that you vote for me. I don't need your vote. I'm not a religious leader. I'm not speaking so you can come and donate your 10%. I'm interested in humanity, and I'm interested in the freedom, liberation. I'm interested in the autonomy given to man. I'm interested in the choice given to man. I'm interested in the self-determination given to man. I'm interested in the independence given to man. I abhor evil. I abhor subjugation. I abhor the notion that a mortal being is an animal that needs to be caged and controlled. I abhor it. And if you don't abhor it, then you are sheer evil. You are sick. You are racist. You are demonic. You are fraudulent. You are anything other than a mortal being. You are evil personified. You need to know this. And I couldn't tell you otherwise. Otherwise, I'm lying to you. Humanity must stand up and stand firm and resist and reject anything that seeks to subjugate it. Because when you subjugate one, you subjugate all, including yourself, without knowing it. The battery in the engine cannot stop and must not stop the radiator from performing its role inside the same engine. That is what these evil people do. They want to restrict others from yielding their unique attributes towards the overall assignment. And we need to wake up to this. So, the message is clear. Go and review Nnamdi Kanu's speeches, messages, and you will find direction from it if you're genuine. So this message is for those that are human beings. Human beings do have conscience. Those that are not human beings, that are still operating as beings without the human component, this message is not for you. And you can keep fooling yourself. But let me be clear. The spirit of freedom has been unleashed. The spirit of freedom has taken its place in this season of freedom. If you stand in its way, I can tell you, you will regret it. On that note, I remain Princess Amy Iheanacho, advocate for humanity. I thank you.